Welcome to Greenforest National Park, a hidden gem nestled deep within the wilderness. Brace yourself for a breathtaking escape as you explore the diverse landscapes that define this natural wonder. From majestic mountains to the ancient serenity of old-growth forests, Greenforest National Park offers a tapestry of untamed beauty and rare wildlife. As stewards of the lands, we are committed to animal conservation. In addition to elk, bison, and brown bears, the park is home to the critically endangered alpine crested wolf. If you are lucky enough to see one of these magnificent creatures, remember to appreciate them from afar. Very, very afar. Embark on an unforgettable journey along the park's captivating backpacking trails. Go kayaking and end your day with a meal in the town of Elk Wing, where warm hospitality and delicious local cuisine await you. Unleash your spirit of adventure.
Park 7:05 a.m. to 9 p.m. National Park Service denies liability for injuries, fatal animal encounters, or unexplained disappearances. Do not provoke the wildlife.
Hey everybody! Welcome to our actual play of Bite Marks, a collaborative role-playing game following the adventures of a contemporary werewolf pack trying to solve a dark mystery. My name's Al, my pronouns are they, them, and I am your master of ceremonies tonight. First order of business, this game is a supernatural thriller with some very horrific elements in it. It's indulgent and tropey and all the sort of things you would expect with like a werewolf story, so know that coming in. There is gore and body horror, so if that's not for you, you can go check out the Neon Lights YouTube for all these really awesome VODs of previous games that are not werewolfy, but you should go check those out if you'd rather. And for now, I'm going to go ahead and do some other introductions for our players. So starting below me, the one and only Percy. Hi.
That's me. Hi. I am Steven. My pronouns are he, they. I will be playing Percy Drennan tonight, the enforcer of the pack. His pronouns are he, him. And right now, starting off the scene, I think we are just easing back off the heightened tensions between each other. So he's still staring down Jesse.
Thank you. All right, next we're going along to the one and only Hollis.
Hello.
We're having a little bit of an audio hiccup.
Sorry.
I think we got you back now. You should be okay now, I think.
Okay. Hooray, Tech Grim.
From square one.
Yes. Hollis also goes by she, they pronoun. They are the pack howl. Deer. Soothsayer. Either way. They came in from our last base. Well, our alpha and prodigal is taking a look by at here. Pretty.
Sorry, just a sec. We're having some audio. Maybe the background.
Yeah, I got it.
Got it? All right, we're good. Thank you, Kellen. Whenever you're ready, Foxy, who is boldly taking care of all of the running of the stream at this time, would love to know who you are when you're ready.
Me? I could do
Yeah.
me a little bit. That's fine. Hey, folks, I'm Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your favorite Fox Philly's finest. And tonight I'll be reprising my role as Josiah, Thousand Pierced, and ancient eldritch annoyance on the entirety of this party. But outside of being stared down by both our alpha and enforcer, I'm currently off wandering, checking out what's going on with the two missing members of the other pack, because one of them's a little important to me. But we'll deal with that later.
Beautiful. Moving on to my most beloved Rainy.
Hi, that's me. I'm Rainy. My pronouns are she, they, and tonight I'm playing Molly O'Connor. Pronouns she, her. I am the prodigal of the pack, and last where I was standing, I guess, right next to our alpha, after squaring down with our gray pelt and more or less getting fed up with the hypocrisy that our wonderful old man seems to be spitting consistently.
Y'all don't know shit about shit.
Tell us how you really feel.
Don't fucking care. I know what you've told and what you've shown.
Beautiful. Before we move on to our alpha, two things. Foxy, it has been summoned upon thee. You must be made Foxy-er. Is that possible in this new location?
I brought my ears with me. I'm sorry.
Ah,
It's
I
okay.
see.
No!
There
I
we
was
In
go.
that
doing
case,
Foxy
You
said.
just have to do this for the rest of the stream.
I refuse. I would sooner kill myself and everyone else.
Nope,
Oh,
it's fine.
good,
I
Rainy's
will wear
the
the ears
pinch
in
hitter.
Foxy's stead.
Excellent. Those are very good
Beautiful.
ears.
I also want to take a moment to let the viewers know something that's kind of cool about bite marks is it's a little PvP-y. So you'll see our actors, our players quarreling in character and being intense and having high emotions. That's normal. They are using their acting skills, and at the end we'll do a debrief about it. So if you see them being werewolfy, that's intentional. There are no hard feelings afterwards, so don't worry about that.
We all love each other.
We all love each other sometimes. All right,
Except for
Alpha.
one of you, and you know it.
Hey, I.
All right, Alpha.
Oh, sorry. Hello, everyone. My name is Mikey Fatum, and tonight I am playing the alpha of the pack. Sorry, I go by he/him pronouns, and Cal, the alpha, also goes by he/him pronouns. And yeah, last we left off, I had just maybe gotten shown up a little bit by the old man. So we're gonna have to fix that.
Fair enough. All right. And now, before I bring you all into the scene and we start playing our game tonight, I would love if the one and only Foxy could do our Dragon Ball Z re-intro for us on what happened last time.
All right, I got you. Last time on Bite Marks, the Eclipse Lodge, our howl had a dark premonition. The cub of our pack has been found dead on the property, arms clawed to ribbons and blood on her nose. As if that wasn't bad enough, our alpha was struck between a rock and a hard place. Pack mates test his patience. During our forest investigation, we received a call from the Spine Mountain Werewolf Pack. 2 of their wolves have also gone missing, so we've agreed to work together to figure out what's going on. But diplomacy is off to a shaky start. The neighbors have arrived just in time to witness some gnarly infighting. How can they trust us with the investigation if we can't even trust each other?
That's a good question.
Excellent. Thank you. So our scene opens up, and we have here some of our core group of the Greenforest pack. My question for all of you is, can you remind me what form you're in right now? If you're wolf or human or werewolf?
Human.
Who said that?
Cal.
Thank you. I have like multiple windows open. I was like, which one of
Everybody
you said
but
that?
Percy is human.
Ah, okay.
Believe
Human.
I probably would have shifted wolf after walking away because it's easier to travel around in, probably. But yeah, that's my guess. I'd say I'm wolf probably now. Yeah.
Sure. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. So all of you are here in the middle of the forest, and I think it was kind of middle of the day when we left off. So like sun is real high in the sky, and you're in a clearing together. And up with you is Mateo and Darius, who are part of the Spine Mountain pack. And after Josiah and Cal, our alpha, come to sort of that truce, Josiah's like, fine, I want a few hours to go and do my own investigation. And Cal's like, walk it off. So now there's this awkward moment where Mateo and Darius are kind of like looking at each other like, well? And I'm going to go ahead and ask our alpha, how are you going to handle this? what are you going to facilitate? It almost looks like they're expecting you to have a little guidance.
Well, then I'm going to walk up to our neighbors and say, apologies. You know how it is sometimes. Sometimes some of the pack gets antsy. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad we're working together on this. It's bad business. We here. And I'll take him over to the fawn that we found. And
It's not there.
Well, this
Oh no.
y'all are gonna think I'm playing a prank on you, and I swear to God, I am not. 2 minutes ago, there was a deer here with the same wounds as our cub. It's not there. And is there any like signs of it being like dragged off? Are there any like blood streaks or anything like that? Or is it just gone?
There's some. You can see its little hoof print stumbling off somewhere. It looks like it stumbled in and exited stage left. It doesn't look like it like magically poofed. So, and the you know that oily smell, it's still there, like that gross smell. And in fact, Darius drops down beautifully and elegantly, and he transforms into a gorgeous albino wolf. And he sort of starts sniffing around. Yeah, Darius is stupid hot. And he starts sniffing around, and he's like checking things out, and he wrinkles his nose, and he says with his sort of wolf telepathy, for those of you trying to envision how a wolf talks, it's not Disney so much as it's like Princess Mononoke. And he's like, I believe you. Something nasty was here. This smell is horrible.
Yeah. Sorry, the deer was alive last time when we found it?
No.
No, right? It was dead. It was very dead. Okay.
It could have been like Mia.
Okay.
Mia crawled
right.
for a while before she finally gave up.
Yeah. Been
I
trying to
assumed.
recoup its energy.
All right. I had very much thought the deer was dead, but apparently it got up and walked away. And then Cal kind of shivers as if a voice in the back of his head is saying, "Zombie deer."
Hey, those are real.
So yeah. Mateo sort of hangs his head a little bit apologetically, and after a moment he looks at you, Cal, and he says, I'm sorry for your loss. Are you... And he kind of looks where Josiah had kind of stomped off doing his old man stomping, and he kind of glances there. And to Mateo's credit, he doesn't say that your shit stinks, but he kind of slowly says, are you in a place to investigate this with us? Because we can take this on. We can let you know what we find.
I don't want to be sitting at home waiting for answers on this. One of my pack was killed. And Cal will then shift down into his chestnut brown, little gray streaks wolf form, and kind of sniff a little bit. Kind of I can track too.
Sure can. You absolutely can. In fact, you can follow your nose a little bit as you smell that gross, like, car oil-ish smell, and you kind of track into the bushes, and it looks like the fawn, because surely maybe it really wasn't dead. Like, how else could a fawn get up and walk? Weird. So it looks like it just ran off somewhere.
Al, I hate this, Al.
Enjoy it. This is nothing. This is nothing. This is a maraschino cherry that fell off the edge of the cocktail, and you're just kind of eating it because it's there. Get ready.
I will wolf telepathy to the others. Why don't we fan out, follow the trail, but keep at a search party style, person, then just distance, and then a person, wolf in this case, I guess, and see if we can stumble on where the deer ended up, or any other clues around here.
Okay, question for Hollis or Hal. Do you have the pack telepathy ability, or do you mostly have the cannibalism dead speaking ability?
I am your friendly local cannibal.
Do you mostly have the cannibalism? Is another T-shirt line?
You literally, I'm looking at, okay, just to be clear, I looked at your character sheet, I have it open. You picked both supernatural abilities that do involve eating flesh, and I love you for that. I did not realize, I thought it was just the one, but no. Hollis
Nope, it's
hungry.
both.
All right. Never mind that.
Now,
I was just
now.
checking.
She a little messed up about things, all right?
So something to know is that no longer, so earlier in last game, if you didn't see, Percy used his phone, even in Wolford, which is hilarious. However, I will say now that connection is real spotty out here. So going forward, you can't count on your phone to work. You're going to have to count on howls and running back and forth to meet each other the old-fashioned way.
It makes
So
sense.
everybody's gonna count to 60, and then we're gonna start with 2 barks at the far end of the line, and then down the line.
Hold on. Point of order. 60's too high. Pick a lower number.
Oh boy.
All right, we're gonna count to 30, and then bark down the line, so we all know where everybody is.
Easily enough done. So let's see. So if you're all going to fan out a bit, there's a couple of directions that you could go. Josiah, you have headed, I'm going to say, northwest. You've sort of headed off in a direction that your gut is telling you this is an area you patrol, you know it well, and you're going to be able to cover that distance within the time frame. You know what I mean? It's kind of arbitrary. You know it, you can get through it in that time, hopefully, and it's as good a chance as any. So you're heading that a direction, which is going towards the Firewatch Tower. So bear that in mind. That's sort of the neck of the there. Who else is running out? Percy and Hollis, you two sort of just kind of happened to come together, and you two are heading towards a tourist attraction called Amethyst Cave. Can you imagine what it's known for?
I wonder.
Rainy, you end up heading out closer to the highway than not, which is kind of a dangerous area for wolves to be, but it is important because it cuts through some of the park. So it's always good to take a check because you never know if somebody went over the highway or what. There could be funky stuff. So you're heading that direction. And then last but not least, Cal, you are going to be sticking with the Spine Mountain folks, and I will let you decide where you'd like to go. One option would be Spine Mountain Lake. You could head to the, in fact, Mateo. Here's what happens, I think. Mateo looks at you and says, as you send the wolves out and everybody, and we'll get to you all soon. Mateo looks at you and says, would you like to visit our territory and maybe smell around? And in case you've smelled any leads. And this is a big jump, by the way. This is a very, inviting another alpha to your territory. That's a big thing. And he looks hesitant about it, but he's like, I can bring you to where we've been smelling strange stuff. Put our noses together.
Hey, I appreciate the invite, as long as you're comfortable with it.
Never comfortable with it, but needs must. Darius snorts him a look, come on. Jesus, calm down. Mateo, by the way, is 5'6" on a good day, and he's built like a brick shit house.
Short king.
He's built like Wolverine. He's chunky, but he's small.
Short.
And so him small, but hairy and chunky. And so
Okay, so romance options adding.
yes. If you like little bears, Mateo is your fella. There's a reason he can keep up with Percy a little bit. He's just he's built.
Right. I mean, we were planning on just following the scent, and that's kind of what I was having everybody do, not go off in every which direction, but kind of stay in a line following the scent. But
okay,
so
do you want to bring everybody, rather than spread out then? I might have misunderstood. Do you want to bring everybody together and have that be a group venture?
Yeah, I wanted it to be, so the way, what I was talking about was we were all going in a line following the scent, but we're spaced out as 10 feet from each other, each person, so that we can find, if we find something, somebody can call everybody else.
I'll tell you right now, I'm going to give it to you. The deer is in a shallow stream not too far away, and it has stopped walking and is staring at its own reflection. Its nose is still crusted with blood. So you find it immediately almost. You don't need to like do a big dramatic search. It didn't get super far. Its head is hanging down, its ears are kind of floppy, and it's just staring down at the water, and there's a string of blood connecting its nose to the water. It's slowly washing away.
Okay. If we look closely, is it breathing?
You have to get closer. Give it a little sniff. That nasty smell, you gotta get in there. That horrible, nose-curdling, nasty smell that makes every single hair on your neck stand up with disgust.
Makes
Molly
sense.
will get in closer.
Molly gets in. Molly walks on over.
Sure.
Yeah, Molly, you walk on over and you stick your nose in its fur and you give it a huff, and its heart is beating and it is breathing. Its sides are moving up and down. It's breathing.
It doesn't really notice me.
It doesn't react to you, even when you're kind of snuffling like up in its business. You know, it's just standing, staring at its reflection. And as you're sniffing, it sort of sags forward a little bit, like swaying drunkenly on its hooves.
Hollis is immediately going to jump back into human shape and scoop it so it doesn't fall into the water.
Its bones melt out of it and slide and clatter onto the bottom of the stream in a sloppy, visceral mess. And you're holding a sagging, wet skin that's still breathing.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Still breathing.
Water.
Yeah. And it blinks its cute eyelashes that are holding on to the fleshy lids by a thread. You hungry?
No. Not for this thing, at least.
Put that down and take a step back, please.
Yeah. Set it down as far away from the water as I can without having to walk.
Do you know that sound that like a wet paper bag makes if you get it wet in the rain? It's that, but fleshier as you set it down, and the bones are being washed clean, and they're so small too. It's really like, oh, these thin little deer bones are being washed clean, almost like they've been, you know, they're not. They look like they should not be that clean. They should be like meaty and gross. Like that's how bones
They
are supposed
shouldn't be
to
that
look.
bleached. They shouldn't be that bleached.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
They shouldn't be that bleached.
Okay.
Darius throws up loudly in the background, and
I don't
Mateo's
blame
like,
him.
"Ugh."
That's fair.
Percy, did you say wuss out loud?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. You
to
gotta-
Mateo as he's like throwing up.
It's not Mateo, it's Darius.
Oh,
Or Darius, sorry.
yeah. So Cal is gonna spin on Percy, and while still trying to control his own bile, apologize.
No.
Okay, I bitch slap him. We're wolves right now.
Lord.
Do you bite him, basically? Do you do that thing that wolves do when they're like, "Rah."
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Probably Percy would react, but thinking back to what had just happened, he'll take it on the. We'll still have chins, yeah. So he'll take it on the chin, and just sorry.
Better.
Apologizing, specifically only apologizing to Cal,
Oh, Jesus.
not to Darius still, but he is apologizing for disobeying. If Cal follows up, he'll apologize to Darius.
What do we have to say to Darius?
Sorry that you're such a fucking wuss.
I bite you again.
We're not getting it, are we?
No, we're not getting anywhere.
Nope.
Apparently.
This is the rest of the session.
Oh,
But he
man.
is. Alright, fine, whatever. Fine. Sorry. But just accept that. That's all you're getting from me.
It was amazing. I love that Percy sort of half-heartedly was like, "Fine, sorry," but only after being bitten and kind of shaken around. That's funny. So yeah, you have a little.
Me in front of the other wolves.
Yeah, for real.
Only for Cal would he allow this to happen to himself.
Oh, I know. And I'm very lucky.
And because of you, because you let Cal kind of like redirect you a little bit, I will say that the other two, Darius, who's kind of like shaking snot off his snout, and Mateo, who's watching with the gimlet eye, once you obey and behave for Cal, the tension in their shoulders sort of lessens, and they look a little like, they look at each other. There's some kind of thing they're thinking there, but they seem a little calmer. And it's clear that they're really keeping an eye on this. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna just let that roll off my shoulders for now.
What next?
Well, do we? We've got a bag of flesh. That's what's next.
Add it to your inventory.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not writing that in my inventory. We're not taking that home with us.
No.
Put it in your purse.
No. Hollis, any theories? Thoughts? What the hell am I looking at?
This is beyond my experience at the moment.
Or is it? You want to investigate?
That's supposed
You want to check it out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you come on in there and you sniff the bag of skin that you'd set down. It's still sort of huffing softly. And you know that if you take a little bite, if you take a little nibble, just a little, like a goldfish cracker in the back seat, you might be able to get some information. But it smells like disgusting. It smells like death.
Well, nothing I haven't experienced with that yet, so I'll choose a little bit of the flank and
Sure.
just
That makes it better.
yeah.
Do you just bite it? Like you not say anything to any of us? You just bite it?
Yeah. Lean in.
I'm not healing that. I'm not.
Okay, we're gonna need
Won't
to get
have
it.
to.
Molly, could you put down on the list round of rabies shots?
Can you imagine?
I
All
can't
right,
administer
Al.
those.
So you take a
You
little
said needle?
nibble.
What are you talking about?
Take a little nibble. It's this, your fangs pop through the first layer of skin like a gusher, and you feel the oily wet of the inner lining and the mesentery system below. And it coats your tongue like a bad gusher, but you power through it and you swallow it down. Go ahead and roll your 2d6, and we're going to do your Speak with Dead move.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask if it was gonna be the prophecy speak with dead. That's good. No. Right. Ooh, 8, and I got a 6 and a 3 and then plus 2, so that's 11.
Well, shit. All right. That was a worthwhile, nasty bite of grossness there, I guess.
Yes, and
So
It's a
you got a
two-questioner.
10 plus. So on your character sheet, you're able to ask any of the questions. God, you can ask 2 of the following questions on that list that you can see. So go ahead and let me know.
Ooh, I have a thing for this. Hold on. Keep going. It's fine. Keep doing your things. Don't mind.
I'm trying to think of what would be most applicable to ask a fawn who just had its bones fall out.
Where are your bones?
This is a different take on rolling the
sentence
bones.
None of us
that's for
thought
sure.
we were doing today.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could ask it like something to the effect of, because the fawn probably doesn't know what happened to it.
Mm.
could have asked what it ate, what it drank, where it was.
So that's a good point, Rainey. Unfortunately, since the specific, Hollis, could you read out for us the list of questions? That might help you pick out.
Yes. So the list of questions that I can ask, since I got a higher than the 10 on my roll, I can ask 2 of the following questions, which include: who were you? Who killed you? Who sent you? Why are you here? Why did you die? What did you want when you were alive? What was your secret? And what do I need to know?
I desperately want to know what the deer's secret is, but I don't think that's
Dear secrets, dear secrets.
Secrets of the forest.
Oh no.
I actually craved meat.
Oh God! Even I'm put off by that.
Oh, actually,
Yeah,
deer can
deers
and
are
will
actually a little fucked up.
cannibalize. Deers
Taking
can and
notes.
will eat meat if they need to because
Will
of
they eat wolves?
Okay.
nutrients.
With Molly.
What?
It's a fun fact with Molly. Deer will eat meat if pushed to the brink.
Okay, so I think for sure I would like to ask, what do I need to know? Just in
Okay.
relation to its death. Or pseudo-death?
Sure, let's start with that. So for those of you that weren't tuned enough awesomeness in our first episode, Hollis is our howl. And the howl has a really special role in the pack. They are the most in tuned to the spiritual, mythic lore of being a werewolf. Because being a werewolf isn't really normal. In this particular world and in this canon of the Lunar Pulse world, it is a disease, but there's a reason there's so many mysteries and myths around it. And there's definitely some people that ascribe to the idea that this is just a disease. So howls are the spiritually attuned wolves, and they're kind of rare. So Hollis is a little unusual. So Hollis, you take your little bite, and then that crystallized scene happens. You see those fractal shapes around you, and your eyes roll back, glowing white, as the world softens its edges. And you see, floating above the meat sack, the shape of the baby deer. And you ask the baby deer, what do I need to know? And the baby deer's silhouette that's floating, it looks crystalline. It's very artsy and very gorgeous animated show, kind of picturing that. And it tilts its head and it looks over at the stream with a long and thoughtful, and then it slowly rolls its head back. It seemed like maybe that was its answer.
That is one answer, since we have been warned about the water previously as well.
Okay.
One more question if you want.
I'm gonna go with, why did you die?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is a little bit like charades because it doesn't speak in the same way you do, but it is engaged with you. It's a spiritual living creature, and it's, engaging. So the shape of the deer floats to the ground, and on shaky baby deer legs, walks slowly over to a crystalline patch of grass, and it dips down its head, and it takes bites of the grass, and then it stops and looks at you. Seems like that's its answer.
Thank you.
Do you release it?
Yes.
Okay. The world slowly fades back in, and for the rest of you, all of your fur is standing on fucking end. The birds have stopped chirping. The insects in the ground have frozen. Everything is weird. It's like that silent moment before the bomb goes off. There's this tension threading through every single seam of your body. And then the air comes back into the forest. Everything, the birds begin to chirp again as Hollis realigns reality and returns to you.
Hollis, please,
Hmm?
for the sake of my stomach, give me a heads up before you're gonna just chomp into a bag of flesh that's still breathing. Please.
I mean, not that I think it'll become a habit, but will do. Sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, amazing.
Did you
It gave
go ahead,
give
please? That
me-
was what I was gonna ask.
it did give me some answers. Hope. I asked, what do I need to know? Look at the water. Baseline, everyone should notify the town. We should notify surrounding settlements or anything like that possibly the water from the lake is fawn. The fawn showed me that it had eaten some of the grass, and that might be how it died.
Water in the grass, huh?
I don't know if that means that whatever contamination in the water could have spread to the wildlife plant, and that we'll be seeing a lot more of this kind of situation soon.
I mean, if this becomes a situation that's carried through the wildlife, we're gonna get ranger attention. I mean,
Well,
besides you.
I
pretty
can
quick.
probably delay things a little bit, but
Steve,
damn it.
Steve, you noodle.
We all looked at Chad at the same time. Oh my god.
You said, "Welcome to Hot Ones."
With hot wolves and hot grass.
Oh boy.
Oh golly.
Molly just like winces a little. So if that happened to the deer's body, we just left Mia's in the middle of the lodge around the rest of the pack mates.
Oh, good lord.
Also,
When I
that
picked her up, she didn't
doesn't.
fall apart like that.
Also,
Yeah,
her locket was missing, and that doesn't explain why the locket is gone.
Yeah. There's
Just recap here.
Mateo says, "This is fucked up."
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely no kidding on that.
And I'm going to go ahead. All of you kind of contemplate what you might want to do next group, but I do want to hop over to Josiah and get a little camera time over there. So everybody, you have a little wiggle room to think about. I'm going to, when I come back to you all, have an idea what you want to do, okay?
Yep.
All right, so our camera zooms through the forest, sort of a cool wolf eye view, following these big paw prints through the brush, and we see all the sunlight dappled on the ground. It's beautiful. And we hear the huffing breaths of Josiah in his wolf form. What do you look like in your wolf form? Can you recap? If you are in feral wolf form, the standard alpine crested wolf, as it's called, is about the size of a pony. It's huge. So you could probably go about horse-sized, and I would allow that. Yep. Okay. So what are you doing right now? Are you still heading the southwest to the fire tower neck of the woods, or have you decided to go to any of the other locations that I've mentioned instead, or somewhere I don't know? You tell me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, gosh. Since it's been over a year since you've seen Miriam, you have not seen her at your... There used to be a place up on a ridge, and it was really poetic and very romantic, and you were the one who hunted it out, and it worked for one night anyway. And it has a beautiful view of the moon. Gorgeous. It's exactly the kind of picture-perfect view of the sky that you could imagine. And you've gone there in the past a couple of times, which is probably the most consistent that you would have seen her. So it's a long shot, but you could go there. Do you want to? Okay. So you head on up that way. The smell of the oil seems to be getting fainter as you go, so you're getting a sense maybe this isn't as much of a lead. But you do smell a human. And it's easy enough to follow smell. And you're able, I'm not even going to make you have to roll or any of this, but you follow, I assume, the smell of the person. They're kind of BO, a little bit rank. There's a lot happening there. And it is a skinny Caucasian guy with locks and a lot of beads, and he's a hiker, and he has like a big hiking backpack and Birkenstocks that look like they're barely hanging on. And he literally has a magnifying glass, and he's hunched over looking at a plant and murmuring to himself. He doesn't even hear you come on your giant paws. What you gonna do? You gonna leave him alone or give him the scare of a lifetime? Remember your pack traditions. Sure. As you prowl along behind him, you're kind of squinting. Molly, what's the name of your podcast?
I'm supposed to name this?
Yeah, you are.
Damn it. That's already a thing, and sir. I think
You have to make it a wolf pun of some kind.
I don't actually. So beneath the trees, I think fits.
Beneath the trees, or
so beneath the trees?
So beneath the trees. All right, Josiah, you don't really keep up on all the podcast stuff, especially because our prodigal did return so very recently. However, you did notice that when Molly came back, Molly was wearing a podcast tee that said "So Beneath the Tree." You can see that this skanky hiker is also wearing a podcast shirt from Molly's podcast. So that's a detail you get to have.
Man.
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
The podcast. Okay.
Old man wolf.
Into her box.
I was muted on stream that entire time, and now I'm not muted.
Oh.
Thanks, friends.
Whoops.
It's okay.
Thank you for
I'm
letting
back.
us know, Egg-chan.
Thanks, friends. Oh, cool. We
Thanks,
fixed that.
Gwen.
Thank you, chat, for being
Um,
awesome.
Yes, we
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Honestly, I was still hearing that whole entire spiel here in Discord too,
Well,
so
yeah,
it was
yeah,
a
that's
complete
I
stream
didn't-
mute.
Yeah, I didn't mute
One
my
more
Discord
time with
mic,
feeling.
Just my okay. So I think my biggest plan is knowing that since he's a fan of the podcast and well, Molly tends to blab about legendary creatures of the forest, namely him, on the podcast. I'm not going to be seen because I don't want to deal with any fangirl moments. But instead, I'm going to see what I can do, the best I can do as far as getting a sense of what this guy's so fucking focused on.
Yeah. You know, he's sort of slowly walking through the brush, murmuring to himself.
Murdering.
He became a flock of crows in an instant.
Just flies away. So he sort of walks away, and it seems that he's actually just looking at some of the local flora. There's sort of some, in this sort of ambiguously, maybe Pacific Northwest, maybe Appalachia, some kind of mishmash somehow of the two. There's some fern-like plants that he seems to be checking out and murmuring. And he seems like he's taking a sample and putting it in a dinky little jar.
Interesting. Well, in that case, I think I'm just going to... I want this person out of here, but I also don't feel like dealing with being swamped for an interview. Yeah, I think we're just gonna, without immediately uncovering myself, just give a really low, bassy growl.
I was
You
gonna say
do.
you're a wolf right now. I hope he doesn't try to interview you.
You
You
give
are
a
a wolf.
low growl, and this hiker yelps and whips around frantically, checking on all over himself in his cargo shorts until he finds a can of bear spray, which he holds facing the wrong way, looking out.
Let him do it.
Yeah,
let him
well,
spray
yeah.
himself.
It's
Molly
me
doesn't.
Hey,
walking
bear.
You know what?
Hey, bear.
Yeah, I think he'll take the bait and he'll just slowly just slowly trot out into the open and just look at him, lowering his head a bit.
Stop that, bear.
Please do not bite this person. I cannot take care of them.
So you shrug out from under the tree, kind of muscling aside a smaller birch tree like it's, I don't know, like it's nothing. And you sort of step out a little bit into this clearing. And he's looking at your legs because they're fucking long. And then he slowly looks up when it dawns, like a small tree trunk, and goes up and up and up. And he sees your face and mouths the words, shit. And he 404 glitches for a second, which is understandable, I think. Up close, this guy is older than he looks. He looks like he's never used a day in his life. He's really outdoors type. All sorts of strange things on his pack. Like he has all sorts of he has a camel pack, he has some anime pins, he has more mace cans and some other, he just has an assortment. It's doing. After a long minute, he looks at the mace can in his hand, looks at you, and it's not gonna work. And he knows that, and you know that. And so he very slowly puts it down and he mutters to himself, okay, don't run. They chase you if you run. Stand your ground. Wait, am I supposed to stand my ground? Am I supposed to act big? Do I curl up on the ground? Oh, shit.
I'm gonna do something really, really, really. It's gonna be incredible. So you mentioned
What do you do?
We have pseudo-wolf telepathy where our mouths don't move when we speak.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just say the word run?
Yeah.
That's it. Just that. Just low, simple, predatory. Run.
He does so. The wrong direction. And off he gallops the worst direction possible for a human, which is further into the most dangerous parts of your territory. He panics, runs for it. And off he jingle jangles as quick as he can on his skinny long legs.
The wolves haven't had a good meal in a while. I'll let them run.
All right. So that's roughly what you seem to find on this particular trip, I would say. You go up and you check on the ridge, the romantic ridge, and no scent here beyond some little forest critters and, little normal signs of life, but no sign of any werewolves or any ex-girlfriends.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I think he'll just plod around for a bit, trying to pick up a scent, and when he can't, he'll go to some kind of rock face or a tree they tend to hang out by and leave a bit of a claw mark on it as a sign that he's been here, and just start heading back. Begrudgingly,
All right.
admittedly, but...
Yeah. You do have information now. It's always good. This is the kind of thing perimeter anyway, is to see what hikers or whatever. The first wandered into the territory. It's just he got farther than most. Like most people are like, wow, this sure is beautiful but uninhabitable and the trails are ill-kept. But I was like,
Our TripAdvisor reviews are terrible.
Fully. All right, we're going to go ahead and just say what I'm going to we're going to get you all in a group together again. And I'm going to go ahead and softly fast forward so we don't have to play out the transition. But Josiah comes back and joins all of you. You are together again. Josiah, you're able to fill them in if you would wish on the hiker.
I'm happy to fill in folks on what's going on. I should say, GM, for the sake of timing, we are just about to crest the hour mark. Just so you're aware.
Oh,
if you wanted to...
oh my goodness.
Doesn't feel like a bad spot to take a quick little break and then come back in with the fill-in if you feel like that's appropriate.
Yeah.
You're the master of ceremonies here.
Yeah, if it's already been an hour, let's break. Let's do it. So, do we want to take 5, everybody?
Sounds good to me.
Sure.
All right, we're going to take a 5-minute break and we'll see you back on Neon Lights shortly.
Oh.
Hey everybody, welcome back from our break to our actual play of Bite Marks, Lunar Pulse. We're opening back up on a scene where our wolves are all together again, along with 2 members of Spine Mountain Pack. We've all convened around the saggy bag of flesh that was once the baby deer, that everyone was wondering what had happened there. And now everyone's trying to decide what to do next. And everyone kind of looks to you, Cal. What's the plan?
Oh boy. The smell, I assume, leads here. Like there's no further trail to follow.
Yeah, it's here.
Hollis, if we get together get some samples of like the grass and water around here, can you do anything with that? Like magically?
I don't know that, but we could always take it to, ranger labs, see if there's anything that chemically.
Yup. Y'all have a lab?
Yeah, I mean, at the ranger
not
station,
know rangers
we have
had
to make
labs.
sure.
I thought you had just a coffee machine in the ranger station. Great.
Well, no,
Let's
I mean,
take
we
it to the
run
lab.
we have an animal rehab center. Either way. I might be able to run tests on it, scientific. Magic, unless I can bite it, I'm not sure what else I can.
Yeah, unless this is leprosy, which it could be. Who knows? It
Leprosy
maybe
does not cause bones to melt out of the skin.
Do you know that for sure, though? I feel like so
Normal leprosy. Normal leprosy.
Fair enough. So you could let's think about this and zooming back. So the pack is considering this possibility. You could get humans involved, which is what you would basically be doing if you choose to try and bring some grass and whatnot. The challenge there is, if you're going to bring a sample, I'm going to make it so that if you have to bring the dead sack of deer or nothing, if you want to analyze it. So know that is my ultimatum to you. If you choose to do that, you have to out this entire experience and know that is a very potentially dangerous thing to do, but you could. Secondly, you haven't explored a lot around home yet.
Well, that's a worrying statement.
Also, the Spine Mountain Pack members are starting to. They already were being a bit patient when Josiah was on his way back, and now they're kind of like shifting back and forth. Like, you can tell that they're sort of losing patience for this, and you get the sense that if you dilly-dally much longer, they might just go investigate on their own. In fact, Mateo is going to ask permission of you and say, Alpha, Cal, may we have permission to search your territory for the Lost Pack members? Please, we'll abide by any rule. It's the big ask, but also he's doing it the right way.
Okay, so me, Mike, a player, is not seeing potential issues with this, but that might be because I don't know werewolf lore as much as I should as a player.
You're great. No, you're totally fine. So just to clarify, this is a very polite courtesy so that nobody starts attacking each other. Basically, this is all to prevent unnecessary, inter-pack wars and bullshit. The politeness is just being like, hey, turns out we're part wolf and territory matters. So we're going to be respectful and be like, hey, rather than, faff about on your territory, we're going to make sure you're okay before doing that. And not doing it is rude. It's happened before where people have stomped around, but that's rude. You know what I mean? It's kind of excuse you. And various packs have various. Spine Mountain, for example, is actually pretty strict on you all coming into their territory. They insist on a phone call beforehand. But you can totally do it. It's absolutely, you just have to give permission, and it looks like they're not going to overstep their bound.
Okay, well, that works. So Cal will say, why don't we check back in? We'll go investigate a little bit around here. You guys can follow your own noses, and let's check back in and say 2 hours. I was gonna say he holds up his cell phone, but he's a wolf right now, so no, he doesn't.
He holds up a paw.
Yeah.
Mateo shifts, and if it was possible for a honey badger to be wolf-shaped, that is him. He is short-legged, boxy. He has almost like a pit bull-shaped head. It's a little different than some of the other wolves. And he has a cropped tail. He has a cropped tail as well, which is sort of interesting to note. And him chunky. So he transforms too, and he kind of shakes a bit. And he looks at Darius, and they, with your permission, head out to do a little searching, see what they can find.
So, real quick question, DM.
Mm-hmm.
Did the sack of meat stop breathing?
It's still breathing.
Stop breathing?
Yeah, it's
still breathing?
Horrifying.
Yeah, even without a soul?
It sneezes and blood comes out.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. We should maybe go back to the lodge and check on the corpse we left there.
Yeah, it would be best to go check.
Well, we can get answers from old man later, I guess.
Old man is with you.
Did you find anything useful on your little walkabout?
An annoying traveler. Apparently a fan of your babbles, Molly.
Your babble.
Which way did they run?
Deeper into the woods. I'll give them an hour before the wolves are feasting on them.
Oh.
You.
Not a
Jazz.
It wasn't my fault this time.
Hollis's face.
When the wolves eat a human, then the humans come to investigate. We've
Hollis?
talked about this. I made a chart.
Funny enough, this chart was probably made right after Molly joined the pack, because there were some people that probably did come trying to look for her and her camp.
Did I have
mates or
morphed
friends
back in
which
front of his
can't
face and told him not to run off then, Calvin? Should I have killed him myself?
Did he have to see you?
He didn't at first. I was trying to gather information. You know, the thing you let me go off to do.
Okay, so what I'm hearing here is that you saw a human, and then the human didn't see you, and then the human somehow discovered you. Which either means, boy, are you slipping, old man, or you let the human see you.
You try hiding while horse-sized. It's a bit difficult.
And not for you.
I appreciate
Got a
the
point.
Regardless,
All I'm hearing from
the human
all I'm hearing from this conversation is that I am going to have to track down another tame who ran into the forest out of nowhere while we've got other stuff going on.
Hollis, can't you just let your tame rangers know what's going on?
Here's the thing. Hollis is the ranger for this area for safety. You do not want humans here. So you've worked really hard over like decades to ensure that like Hollis is one of the first rangers of the pack, and that was lucky for Greenforest, I'll say. So definitely the pack does not want rangers sniffing around. You do have human allies, but they're even worse at keeping secrets than if you're not careful. And not intentionally, right? But like stuff comes out. Humans are chatty.
Mm-hmm. And paranoid.
Oh yeah. They love podcasts.
Apparently.
They do.
The point being, I gained nothing useful here. Was there anything gained here that was useful?
So, we found the deer.
Yeah, Hollis just holds up the meat bag.
It
As he
slushes.
sneezes.
Wait,
Hollis, please don't bring that back.
I'm going to assume whatever affected Mia also did this to the deer.
Yes.
It seems like it.
That same scent. We
I
gotta
see.
head back.
I agree.
If it helps, I will keep this in
Sure.
the tool shed
Sure thing.
not bring it into the lodge.
Yeah, keeping it
I
somewhere
see.
that's not the lodge is probably a good idea.
Wait,
think
because
that
Just remind me. Percy doesn't sleep in the tool shack. Right?
No. In the
Okay.
no, because he's the mechanic, not the gardener.
Different.
no, that's Hollis. So
All I wish is to be kept in the loop for any information regarding what's happening here. Anything else can be saved for when it's relevant.
well,
The deer-
it certainly seems it's something to do with the water.
we questioned the deer and indicated the water and the grass as possible things that killed it.
You questioned the deer in this state. You were going into your power well.
Aw.
I know what it was.
You see Cal like move like he's about to have to like chop Jazz, and then it's like, oh, okay, it was a compliment.
That moment, are you going to be encouraging or salty? Aw.
Oh, it was nice.
I like that one. The rest of you can fuck off, frankly.
Hollis is very likable, I have to
It's
say.
true.
Yay, thank you.
It helps that she's extremely competent and has
Yeah.
supernatural powers, which is like, yeah.
She
But
tries.
anyway, if anybody's the chosen one bullshit, it's Hollis. Like, to be real, like this is a multi-person
Oh, God.
story. There is no chosen one. But if we were a Disney film, which we wouldn't
Yeah.
be, because holy
It'd be
shit.
Hollis.
But yes,
No, we're a dark
Something.
Disney film. It's fine.
Something like that.
very dark.
Or
Disney
Black
film.
Cauldron.
Yes.
Say
Black
was
Cauldron.
that
Black Cauldron.
After holding Hollis's gaze for a moment to very clearly make it clear that yes, that was meant to be the closest thing you're gonna get to a compliment, he will look over at our two guests and just, Spine Mountain, you're missing. Where did they go missing from?
So you're asking them this before they leave, right? Are we kind of like
Because
Okay.
they've already left.
Oh, I didn't know they already.
they
left
would no?
already.
But if you would have asked that before they left, happy to role play it.
that would've been-
Otherwise,
that would have been something I wanted to know. Given that the person I went looking for, I didn't find.
sure, absolutely. Okay, can you ask me one more time what it was?
Yes, you're missing. Where did they go missing from?
Mateo says Priya and Miriam. Priya was looking for Miriam, which is not uncommon. Last I saw, Priya took the boat, one of our boats, up the lake and up towards the glacier melt north, I think. But trail's cold. Darius snorts. Stop, that wasn't even funny.
Oh, always getting into trouble. we return home for now. But traveling up the lake may be a useful lead to us in the future. And he'll look at Cal and hold that look hard for a second. Should we find that route permissible?
So one thing this is data that I want to call. In order to get to the main area of the Spine Mountain territory, you have, if you want it to not be a fucking 5-hour trek as a person, or maybe God, honestly, 2.5 hours is both uphill, you got to go across the lake. And so that Spine Mountain has a couple of small motor that they just keep, that they use to go back and forth when they need to. But it's much easier to try and cross the water than it is to go around it. So just know that that's a thing. And if you want to cross the water, I'm sure that the boys would be happy to take you. In fact, I'll say they offered to.
Okay.
Question. This stream, does it connect to the lake?
Most streams do. I think this one vaguely trickles the lake, but barely. It's the elevation's a little higher, so the stream is you're standing ankle deep in it easy. It's not very deep. Yeah.
It's just the connecting tributary is what I'm going on with this theory.
Yeah, if you follow it long enough, you'll get close to the lake. There's better routes, but yeah. Pretty reliable way to find your way home when you're drunk after follow the river.
I feel like as we're heading our way back to the cabin, Molly will just... Most streams lead back to the lake. Something's wrong with the water. Spine Mountain's water might be contaminated with this shit.
Jeez, oh boy.
That would be only one way to know.
Let's take a sample and maybe we can see what the lab finds out about the water. It's a little bit less disturbing to show humans than a deer skin sack.
I mean, there is, a water, quality surveyor and stuff in the area. Maybe we can bribe them or something, just so they keep it under wraps.
Bribes don't work so far.
I'm loath to involve humans in our business, but you all seem more competent in that field than I. So I'll follow your judgment for now.
Like I said, bribe.
Think it'll work. You know them better than I do.
Bribes can only work so far. It's got to be a really good one to make sure that they keep their mouths shut tight.
Oh. Guess that'll depend.
And failing that, we can always butcher one of them and leave the other one to know the lesson.
That would have worked a couple centuries ago, but not now.
Jazz, that fell out of session. That fell out of any proper time in the late 1800s.
At least.
They have cameras now.
What's a camera?
There will be oh boy.
Molly will explain what's the workings of a camera.
Alright, so
walking.
Molly will explain the inner workings and history of the camera at the time, because Jason would know the old version, which is the tin types, instead of the new fancy video camera stuff.
You use this for your ramblings then? The box you speak into?
Sort of. I don't record my face, but it's all attached in the same hardware.
Of course. You wouldn't want to record your face in that device. It might take your soul.
Oh.
No.
Oh, just say
That's
it.
Jazz does not steal souls.
Are you certain of that?
Jazz, if it stole souls, my soul would have been stolen the moment I was born by my parents. Baby
Then
photos
you're
are a
lucky. You
thing
should be
now.
careful.
Well, if you want some supernatural backup to that, I wouldn't have been able to talk to Mia if that was the case.
Your point is valid.
Or it's all an entire conspiracy, Jazz, and you're the only one who hasn't had their soul taken, and the rest of us are just waiting.
You looks at you, dead serious, and just do not jest this way, Calvin.
Just say his moment of what?
Just does not do well with conspiracy theories, okay? Someone told him about the moon landing once, and he lost his fucking mind. All right? We totally
Oh no!
Moon landing was fake and filmed, right? Yeah, that would have absolutely ruined poor Jasa for a bit.
Don't take him there. He can't go there right now.
No, yeah, we don't need him to go down the conspiracy rabbit hole. The next thing you know, he's on Reddit.
Oh no!
God, just say it with a Reddit account. No, please.
No.
Go back.
That would not end well for anyone.
Molly would have specifically been like, "Please cut off our internet. We can't have the old man on the internet."
If he gets a laptop, we just steal it and turn on parental controls while he's sleeping.
All right. Okay. So then.
Anyways, back into the game.
So I guess I think after having clarified that, Josiah will, with a lot less ire than he walked off with, just kind of start moving back towards the lodge and just. So then, are we heading home?
Yep. Check in on things there.
Easily done. You go back to Eclipse, to the familiar site of the lodge, and I'm going to say now that the sun is kind of beginning to set. It's around dinner time, and the rest of the pack happily greets you when you come in the door. Somebody has started cooking up industrial quantities of chicken breast, as is common every night. And
quantities.
Yeah, just like unholy, mysterious quantity. You have a deal with the butcher. That is eyebrow and raisin. It's mysterious because y'all eat so much meat. Except for Juniper, who's attempting to go vegan for the millionth time until she binges meat, and just gives up.
It's like my dad.
It's just Juniper. I'm sorry, hun, but you can't really go
It's like trying
vegan
to give
anymore.
It's like trying to give a cat a vegan diet. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
But
say,
Cal is
instead of
gonna
a
walk
cheat
over to
day.
the person. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Cal
It was
is
just
gonna
a
walk
joke.
over to the person running the industrial-sized grill and just sort of stare and nod.
It's Colt. You come over to Colt, and he's grilling up some chicken. When you come over, he takes a step to come over, and he bunts his head against yours affectionately, but doesn't say anything. He just is kind of like boofed. He goes back to cooking. He is the wildland firefighter. The enthusiast of them.
I ask him, how was the drag race last night?
Okay, it was complicated. And he proceeds to
Yes.
he proceeds to tell you a little bit about the lore. He tells you about the latest queens and the drama and everything. You get him excited. You know how to engage with your pack, and he lights up and starts talking. And as he's talking, a minute later, Juniper swans in with opinions. And then after that, Asher, who such a character, he's the mixed media artist and bonsai fan, decides he needs to make his opinions known, and you've successfully redirected some of the sad energy to a discussion about Drag Race, so good for you.
Yeah. I just realized now, looking at my moves, Al, we never rolled the move at the beginning of the game.
We didn't. Do you want to do that now?
Sure.
Let's do it. Can you read for everybody what that is?
Yes, so State of the Pack, start of session move. At the start of each session, roll heart. And I will let you know what happens. Ooh, that is a 12. So every packmate gets -1 to disobey me for this session.
Okay. Noted.
I'm gonna do it.
Noted.
Okay.
I mean, that's fitting into the narrative really well,
It
actually.
sure is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thanks,
you guys
guys.
are all compared to last time pretty close. Watch me jinx it. But for now, you guys are working together, which is good. Let me make a note of that. So everybody, let's see. If I forget, everybody help me remember that -1s to disobeys for this particular session. I will make a note, but let's keep the honest DM honest here.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Thank you for that. All right. So you all sit down for dinner together, as you typically do, and the mood is sort of like sky. To preemptively answer any questions, Mia's body has been laid. She's still fine. The body looks normal. There's no creepy skin activities happening. It's not breathing. Like, it's just a body.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, Molly would have at
It's
least
fine.
eventually coming back would have start wrapping it up for.
Yeah, you can help prepare the body a little. You also, like, unlike media makes you think, bodies don't instantly start rotting. You can actually keep the body in your home a few days and be okay as long as the AC, which it is.
Mhm.
So you're okay. Mia can hang out there a bit, and I'll let you know if it becomes an issue, but you're... My death nerdery begins to emerge.
Oh, no, I know for a fact that, yeah, you can keep that's why home viewings were such a big thing way back yon, because, you know, funerary homes didn't really service. Sorry, I know the rural side of the death.
All right, so you all have dinner together. It's yummy. It is phenomenal cooker of meat. Everybody tends to take turns, but everybody likes when Colt cooks more because they actually taste good. Asher constantly undercooks shit because he gets distracted, so it's like, that's fine if you're werewolves, but also woe any guests that may show up. Juniper burns shit chronically and always adds too much salt. And Ripley thinks that drinking is an acceptable food source. So, you know, who knows? But yeah, dinner's a little solemn, but you all do manage to come fellowship a little bit despite it all. And you manage to fill in the rest of the pack on what's going on. And essentially everybody just volunteers, like, whatever you need, I want to help. So everybody's here for you. If you need them for any reason, you can, any of these come. But I will kill them, so just know.
Oh yeah, figured.
Kind of established that already. Thanks.
All right. So now I would say the sun is set and it's kind of dusk time. And my question for you is, as wolves, nighttime is your domain. Do you want to do anything the evening?
Personally,
Another
Hollis
thing
is
I'll
definitely
say.
Gonna...
Oh, I'm sorry, Hollis, go ahead.
No worries. Hollis is definitely gonna shift into feral form and go sniffing around the lodge, just to be
Absolutely.
sure stuff is okay.
Yeah. Let's pin that for just a sec. I'll get back.
Mhm.
Anybody else? Anything you want to do this evening? Alpha, is there anything you're going to ask us to help you with?
I think, let's see, I'm trying to see. Actually, I am going to ask Ripley, take Ripley aside and say, hey, while you're working tomorrow at the pub, just keep your ears open. See if anybody else has talked about anything that sounds like what happened to our girl.
Yeah, will do.
And actually, I'll ask the same thing of Levi and Colt, because they're both in positions that might help with that.
They are. So just for the audience, Colt, again, wildland firefighter. Ripley works at the Wolf Spine Pub and is an aspiring novelist. And Levi is a wildlife. So those are the ones that, just for the audience who don't see our notes in front of us here. But yeah, all of them are like, yes, absolutely. We're going to keep our ears open. Immediately let you know.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
They're eager to help. Like, they're like taking this really, yeah, you know?
All right. Then I think Cal is gonna go into the ratty cupboard of DVDs that is next to the old TV in our thing. And pick out some sort of feel good like comedy that they have in the thing to try and get everybody in for movie night and try and
It's Beethoven with the dogs. It's Air Bud.
Nah, Air Bud. God
Cal,
damn it.
like it says in the rule nowhere. It doesn't say anywhere in the rules that a dog can't play baseball or basketball. I don't know.
There was a baseball version. There was a baseball
Yeah.
version.
There's a version for every sport.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, you all have a good night, all things considered. And everybody is snuggle puddle, just like trying to connect. It's very obvious Asher have been flirting for like a few months now, and you guys just wish they would hurry up and hook up, but they're still just not quite there, and it's kind of honestly frustrating because everyone's trying to wingman them and it's just not working.
Yo, I
But aside
hate
from
when
that,
happens.
yeah, where they're just clearly they both are into
And you're
each
like,
other.
Yo, can y'all just bang? Like we don't have all day.
Yeah,
Like,
Juniper's too busy pretending
Yeah,
she's
kids.
too cool, and so is Asher. They're both like, it's not like I like you or anything.
Cal leans over.
Oh my
to-
God, they're two
is Jazz
tsunderes.
is Jazz at movie night?
Jazz will not skip movie night tonight.
Okay.
Yes!
So Cal is gonna lean over to Jazz at one point in the cuddle pile and just very quietly be like, "Am I allowed to order them to bang?"
I think Josiah leans over with a clear look of like he is about to mouth no, just I'm not certain actually.
So, okay, I'm just gonna say in the background as you two are murmuring about this, Simone uses a socked foot to gently kick you in the back of the head. Cal, like, shut up. She's sitting there on like four technological devices at once.
One for
Molly
Insta,
is
one
at
for
the furthest
Snapchat.
edge. Yeah, no, Molly is at the furthest edge of the. I don't even know if she's actually cuddled in, to be honest.
Actually, when I get the kick to the back of the head,
Bonk.
yeah, Cal is going to say, "Oh, I have been challenged as the alpha. The only solution is tickle fight," and then just the whole thing.
This is where
Oh my
Josiah
goodness.
slowly peels himself away. Well, actually, probably make
So-
Molly just starts scooting further away.
So this has the desired effect because werewolves sometimes, your pack particularly, will use any excuse to get like roughhousey and physical.
Yeah.
And the instant you say that, it's like when you like talk dogs up, you're about to like let them off the leash at the park, like, you want to run? You want to run? And they're like, oh!
See, my
Puff,
dog
puff,
talks to
everybody
himself.
transform. And suddenly there's a room full of actual feral wolves, all of whom got the zoomies running around. There's a crash somewhere. Somebody starts a half-hearted fight.
Oh lord.
It's all adorable, but also a lot. It's a lot.
If anybody
Josiah-
walked in
it,
right
I
now,
love
it
it.
would be absolutely terrifying.
Josiah will actually just creep away from the pile of it all and actually probably make his way over to Molly if she's still off on the side.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, he'll just slink over there and like plop down, kind of crouch down, and just entertaining. But I'll pass. You?
I'm gonna have to patch one of these idiots up later. I might as well make sure I can actually do the patching.
Well,
Oh, don't you! Oh,
Crash.
he'll just listen.
Distant yelping.
So I'll say before I say this, it's very clear Josiah is not trying to say this in an insulting way. It's more just like this is what slips out and just, well,
yeah.
better you being here when they're hurt than the alternative.
It's worse that it was matter of fact.
Last I heard, nobody died while I was gone.
You heard wrong.
Who?
Does it matter that much?
Suppose not.
If you'd like details, ask your alpha. I say let the dead lie.
You're so edgy, Josiah, says Simone, who stalks by, and she flounces her absolutely flawless box braids. She's also one of those people that, like, is really actually good with her nails. Like, and she's a werewolf, so...
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, she's also, like... Simone makes it hard to blend in, because half the town has a crush on Simone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
She
no,
approaches
I
everyone
will
that
also
looks
notice.
after her.
It's
Yeah.
me. I'm.
I will also say, I will also say when Jason, even if it was not meant to be insulting, but still matter of fact, hit home with that, Molly did wince. Just a little.
All right, not in character. Out of character. though.
No, I was gonna say, but it's, it's the desired effect of the tie that Jazz has over Molly.
That's why I did it. He will, however, immediately cut directly away from that moment and just, regardless, and look over at Simone as well. If I can ask a favor of one of the two of you.
Simone pops her gum and tilts her head, listening.
Hold his phone up. If I could perhaps borrow one of your... I forget the term we use.
It's a phone. What do you
Yes.
need?
To make a call.
She gives you a surprised look, but immediately her eyes glitter with excitement because this is such a rare request. And she's like, I got this. And she will happily facilitate a call for you. But before we do that call, Rainy, do you mind if I zoom our camera out to Hollis for a sec?
Yeah, no.
I wanted to make sure
no.
you had a moment to wrap.
Yeah, no, we gotta give Hollis her time of the snoo for sniffings.
All right, we're going to do some sniff time, and then we're going to come back around and check
Did
in
you
on
say the
call.
snooper sniffing?
I did say the snoo for sniffing. You want to come for me?
I can't
The
believe
snooper
that those
sniffing.
words just left your mouth. That's incredible.
And again, we have a T-shirt design, and someone should be keeping track.
All right, Hollis. So you, to double check, you put the deer skin just in, for God's sake, the tool shed. But did you put it in like a Tupperware? I'm making it worse. Did you put it in like a box or like a Ziploc, or what's the situation? Sorry. Do not open, dud dove.
Yeah.
Like,
What I expected.
Honestly, that's very tempting now, but
Stop
yeah, she
laughing.
probably found like just an empty crate
sure.
and
Okay.
put it inside and
Okay.
made sure it was somewhat comfortable, even though it's a thing without bones. So
Did you put a lid on it? I'm asking for no reason.
I will cover it with a tarp.
Let's see. All right, thank you. So you go sniffing around. You do the perimeter of the lodge. It's familiar. It's comforting. Dusk is a beautiful time of night, and it's comforting. It's sort of stabilizing to be here in your home.
Traces of the oily.
No, just the fading oily smell of the deer skin. And Mia a little bit, if you go sniff her. That's like a known tea.
And if I remember right, you said that there's a stream that goes by the lodge,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Is there... And there's no traces of any smells or that's like making the water look strange or anything like that at all?
No, beyond everything you saw today, the data that you have is water looks clear. If you taste the water, tastes normal, but you might not, and that's fine. But like it smells normal overall. If you go back to where the deer was degloved, you'll see that the bones sort of shifted a little bit in the water, but that's all. Aside from that, everything is like you guys are on. You have the data. It's like nothing. So.
Then I'll just collect up the bones, or at least as many as head back.
Sure. You collect up the bones. You're able to, put them next to the skin if you like, and then the night is yours. Is there anything else you want to do, or can I camera pan to Percy?
No way.
All right, camera pans over to the one and only our user. Percy, what are you up to right now? Are you with the chaos tumbling? Are you like at the epicenter of that, or where? Or...
No. I've been thinking about where Percy would be. Because I don't know. It's been a quiet night for me so far, so I've been sitting in like where Percy's thoughts are at. I don't know. I think the more he sat with it, like, I don't know. He's definitely not with the... He probably, as the movie started, he stayed for dinner to at least keep up that appearance, left for the cuddle pile.
Okay.
I think, like, as the enforcer, he feels responsibility to guard this place, and he failed. He's dead.
Yeah.
So he's just trying to, like, this is not an emotion he feels often.
I hate to interrupt the moment. I'm getting a little bit of Do you think you could put your mic closer or whatever you think might...
It's his
I'm not
If it's
sure.
robot-y, that's the connection, and I
I
don't
see.
know why it is always so shit. I can bring my mic closer.
Sure. Thank you.
I just can't guarantee anything.
Totally fine. Nothing is guaranteed in life. Anything. But yeah, we can hear your voice even better now. So it sounds like feeling guilty or guilty, or is he feeling just sad, or does he blame himself or
Guilty part. He's sort of just angry at himself that he.
Yeah. Okay. So are you in your room in the lodge right now, or did you go get some elsewhere? Like, where's your safe space? Where's Percy's spot?
I don't know if he has one, because again, these are new things for him. He's probably just outside the door, though. Alcoholic beverage in hand.
Like on the porch?
Just kind of sitting there. Yeah.
Okay. You see Hollis sniffing around, looking thoughtful, a little furrow between her brow as she's contemplating her own things.
She's scared.
Cut out there.
I'm losing everybody too. He probably makes, like a little head nod or wave hello to Hollis, but he's afraid of her. She does so much weird shit, especially today.
Give a little wave back. Probably heading in from like washing her hands. You doing okay?
Okay.
You better staying out here.
So, gentle introduction. Since the internet is being a butthead to Steve, we're going to take 5 here and do another quick break, and we're going to resolve some tech stuff and bathroom. So, stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Back soon. Hi, everybody, and welcome back. We have Steve. We're going to go ahead and open right up here. We had a moment with Percy, who's nursing a beer on the porch, and Hollis, who just came back from a walk around the outskirts of the lodge, and the two of them are having an interaction on the porch.
You doing all right, Percy?
I'm propped. Are any of us doing alright? It's been a fucking day.
But about you? You're not pretty social.
Am I though?
Would you like fight? Looks like there's a bit of a ruckus going on, and thought you'd not be in it.
Not those kind of fights. The little ones get mad because I don't hold back and let them win.
That's. Are you okay to stay out here?
Should I not? You get any of your weird magical tinglings that I shouldn't?
I did a loop. Nothing found. Side. fine.
Oh, I didn't find
As
anything
long as
lying
you don't
around.
drink.
Sorry, I am
Mhm.
only getting like half of Kellen's words. I can hear everybody else just saying.
Dang it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it's a conversation between the two people who are having the most struggles with internet tonight.
But we'll
No.
figure it out because that's what we do, friends.
That is what we do.
Press on.
We'll work it out. Might just have to speak louder.
That's all. Yeah, that's all
Don't be
you do.
afraid to take up space.
Even if
Turning up my
Howls
mic
is more.
volume a little bit.
There you go.
There you go. Much better.
Okay, that was better?
Yes.
Perfect.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Don't
You're so
apologize.
great.
Tech illiterate.
Never.
It's
never.
okay.
Keep going. Do the things.
Okay.
Live in the moment.
Okay.
So, is there a reason I shouldn't get any of your magical, whatever the fuck it is?
No. I just did a loop and there's nothing really else. Unless you drink the stream water, which I wouldn't recommend for anybody. So
That's the
I
problem.
don't know.
I didn't see shit last night, and now Mia's dead.
That's not your fault though, you know? It's not.
It's hard not to feel like that. I usually do what I can to keep all of you idiots alive. I don't know. I don't like having a problem I can't just punt.
I mean that is fair. It's a phrase it. It's a conundrum, really, when these things start happening. There's no clear explanation. Trust me, I'm still learning through all this process too, but I know for a fact that all of us cared about Mia, and that we're gonna make sure whatever killed her doesn't get to anyone. And if you can punch something on the way, you are more than welcome to.
Oh, don't worry. I'll find an excuse not to punch. I don't know. Probably Molly. Jazz will probably get one. Cal.
It sounds
think
to
you're
me like Percy just spilled. Would you say that's accurate? Would you say you deserve a pack pool point for this moment?
I'm not gonna say no.
Get
Get us back up to 0.
yeah, I know, right? You guys were like, "Fuck pack pool" last time.
No, it was all Foxy. Foxy said fuck the pack pool.
Foxy, you monster.
Whoa. The fuck is this?
You caused that
shit. I
-1.
come back in, and all of a sudden everybody's like, whoa, Foxy did the bad thing. First off,
Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and count that as a spill. I'm gonna do that in the background. Like, how do you feel about Hollis being so kind? Is this a common interest, or is it new, like brought together by tragedy, or?
I think, from what I understand of our characters, I think they've interacted professionally, with her being the ranger and Percy sort of doing the maintenance on the machines and everything. It's only been professional. This is probably their first conversation that didn't end with, and I need this done by 5 p.m.
Yeah.
Because like I said, Percy is afraid of Hollis because she does weird shit that he doesn't understand.
And I would say that Hollis does act like this with other members of the pack. But yeah, it's been lacking in their conversations in the past, just because usually it's a transaction kind of conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Percy also generally keeps that door locked, chained, boarded up, and defended.
Fair enough.
You hear screaming.
We get
Oh boy.
Like fun kind of screaming or bad kind of screaming?
Depends on your definition.
No.
First of all, before we do that, I'd like to resolve the spill moment. I'm going to give you all +1, which is super fucking rad. You guys should definitely try and spill and provoke spill as much as possible, which is emotional moments with each other, so that you can get lots of pack pool, because you guys can do some fucking cool group nonsense with it. You can do really powerful stuff. So I would say, Percy, I'm going to go ahead and say it seems like you shared why you're hurting and what you're about. So I'm adding from you pack pool, and you get to give, or you're going to give, Hollis a +1 tie on you because you've been vulnerable with her. So go ahead and negotiate that out. I think what the tie theme may be. Jot that down in your character sheet, please. All right. It is, isn't it? Oh, me talking to chat. Chat was like, sorry, chat said that the play aids they'd been pack is a hell of a tool. Yes, tis. Okay, so the screaming. You two out on the porch are the ones out there, and it feels like a ripple up your back, like a very faint, distant screaming sound. And by distant, I mean humans wouldn't hear this. You know it because it's the quiet, peaceful, like dusk turning evening, and this is your territory. You know every mouse fart within like a certain mile radius you are fully aware of. So anything that's out of the ordinary, you guys are like, excuse me. But Hollis and Percy, you hear a distant scream that's cut off, and it sounds like it is way back up where you all came from earlier today. So like past the stream up north, and you know that that was where the guest wolf territory have been to do a little looking for stuff. So what do you do?
Percy's immediately like, get Kyle, and then he will just take off running.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Oh, Hollis, are you gonna get Cal in a minute?
Yeah.
Okay. Before we do that, Percy, camera's on you. We're gonna say that because you two are on, you get sort of an Airbud isn't playing at obscene volumes, and the wolves aren't literally parkouring off the expensive but beaten up furniture, like, you know, custom made, nailed to all of that bullshit and playfulness and fun happening. Somebody's trying to start karaoke, but they're in, so it's just howling. So you all hear it outside. Hollis, you jot in there, and in a minute you're gonna try and get Cal off the karaoke machine. And but Percy,
my way.
Perfect. You're playing to your heartbeat. Don't forget that when we do paths at the end of the night.
Okay.
But Percy, what form are you in? Are you just booking it Terminator style? Are you in werewolf form? Okay.
No, whatever's the fastest, probably human until he gets out of like sight of it, and then just shift werewolf and then take on.
Yep. So you run, and you book it up the property outside. You're flying through a shortcut in the woods where everybody likes frolicking, the place where you last saw Mia alive. So it has a sad memory there as you rush by it, and you head up as far as you can go towards where the scream was, and you hear it again, a sharp scream, and you are heading now closer to the lake than not. At this point, you're running alongside one of the actual rivers, like not just the stream, but like a proper river, and you're following the sound up that direction. And you come upon another wolf running for you. whites of their eyes showing, froth on their mouth. They look exhausted. It looks like this wolf has been running. It takes a lot to make a werewolf tired. This is a wolf, by the way, not a wolf. It takes a lot to get a werewolf tired. This werewolf looks like she is on the verge of complete collapse. And she doesn't even stop when you come running up. She runs past you towards the lodge, just completely, like, absolutely frantic. And you hear the scream, the male scream, stops with a gurgle. And then you hear another woman's scream, this one high-pitched and human. What are you going to do? You going to follow after the wolf that shot past you and looking nuts? Or are you going to investigate the other screaming activities up north?
I know it's real quick because we're both traveling 60 miles an hour past each other. But is she like injured, like looks afraid, or looks like rabid? Or is she just pure afraid, running as far as she can in the opposite direction?
It's happening. You guys are stupid fast as werewolves.
Yeah.
You get a glance, but more than seeing, you smell. Smell tells you more. She's terrified. She's exhausted. She's somewhat familiar, so she's Spine Mountain. This is somebody that you sort of know, so this isn't a complete rando. But definitely running pell-mell, probably towards the lodge, which if she is a member of Spine Mountain, she would know. So it looks like somebody's looking possibly for sanctuary or something more nefarious.
Yeah, so yeah, he will book it past her towards the other screaming that's ahead.
Okay. You leap over the fucking river to the other side of it in a fucking magnificent ass anime. Fucking sick. Land on the other side and skid out into the middle of an area that was burned, a controlled burn. And so it's sort of like some rich, loamy earth that is only starting to show new growth. And that's when you see the situation. And we're going to go back to our alpha now. And we're going to swing the camera around. Hollis comes in, hard eye contact, and scene.
Cal?
What's going on?
She just keep looking outside like she doesn't want to speak in here. So
Cal gets up and follows her outside.
do you hear it?
Do I?
Percy already went.
Do I hear the screaming out?
I think you'd hear, remember like the second or I think you would hear it one
Okay.
more.
Yeah.
You would hear like one male scream, the tail end of it getting cut off. And then you would hear a very shrill, like horror movie female scream in the
Ye old Wilhelm scream.
indeed.
Then Cal is already on all fours in wolf form running towards the sound.
Okay. You hear some of the pack trailing after you a little bit going, and you hear a couple other pack mates are running after you because when one wolf starts running, the others just start following. It's common sense. So a couple of the rest of the pack mates are coming. Jasea, Hollis, Molly, are you all going to run with? Are you going to investigate the sitch?
That sound more important than whatever I'm dealing with, so yeah.
All right. You drop your phone. Although, actually, did we ever get around to your moment?
Nope.
You know what? Okay. If it's all right, I'd like to say does have a number.
One more time. I think we're cutting you out a little bit, Al. Is your mic up in your head, by the way? Possibly?
No,
Hello?
it's not. I have a mic here. Can
that
you hear me
one.
better now? Or do you want me to?
No, you're good. I think you're good.
I
now.
leaned back because I got excited.
Yeah.
But were you
love your
calling the
excitement.
number I thought you were calling? Or
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Goes to voicemail immediately, sadly. So that's how that panned out.
Well, that's
Still
bad.
information you didn't have before, but yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
No.
So,
the deer
yeah.
was earlier.
All right. So you start running. It's going to take you a bit of a moment. Percy, You see in the middle of this burnt out, blackened area, there are like jagged tree stumps burnt nearby, and it's like it's quite a location. You see a very small woman screaming her head off, trying to hide underneath like a broken series of logs, and she's like kicking back frantically, screaming as what seems to be a werewolf, maybe, is bearing down on her. And you look and smell. That werewolf is Mateo, but he smells weird. And he is going to kill this person. Like he breaks across her leg, screams louder, digging underneath, trying to avoid. It's like watching Fox. And you recognize the woman. She is also a werewolf, but for some reason she's not changing. So anyway, this is what you come in on. What do you do?
This is in our territory, correct?
Yeah, this is sort of on the edge of your territory.
Oh, then I don't
we
have
breaking
to worry
rules.
Great. Yeah, just sprinting over and like jumping over that outcropping she's trying to hide under and just trying to grab Mateo by the head and slam him into the dirt.
You do. And because this is powered by the apocalypse, you do not, in fact, have to roll because you're just a werewolf. So yeah, you run over, you grab and crunch into the ground, and he grabs you back and rolls with you. And before you know it, the two of you are beating the hell out of each other. But you have successfully yanked him away from the little pathetic shelter that this person was in. Data that you're going to get right now. He smells like oil, which, yikes. His skin is really loose on him. Like as you it's like a brown kind of like extra wrinkles and stuff. And he is definitely, he's acting rabid. His strikes and his bites are not particularly, he's not aiming very well, but he does get a bite on you. A hard bite.
Yeah, got it. No. Mateo, I swear to fucking whatever we pray to, you stop now or I'm putting you down.
He coughs blood into your face and
God.
tries to bite.
As he like tries to bite, I'll grab the throat, like holding him back. Just, I was gonna be fucking pissed if I have to do this.
Yeah. Cal, that's what you come in on, is Percy. Percy, are you in werewolf form right now or human?
Yeah.
You're in werewolf. Okay. You see, I need a description of what you look like in a minute because that's going to be cool as shit. But you see Percy holding up Mateo, ? Yes. By the throat as he's just rabid, full body swinging at him. And Cal, this is what you come in on fast. And this is probably what gets your attention. There's still the woman who has scrabbled out from underneath the shelter, but she is absolute potatoes compared to this potentially deathly situation. What are you going to do?
Can I tell that Mateo is off as I run into the clearing?
Percy wouldn't be throttling him if he...
Okay, cool. So then I will come in, and I will also go full werewolf, and attempt to try to pin him down, try to get his arms and hold him.
Question really quick. Chat mentioned the audio. Can you tell us who's cutting out? Is it me or?
No, they're talking about your full sentences are catching up on the subtitles, but not in our Discord audio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just
When
a
you lean
minute.
back.
I'm gonna do that thing that I do where I disappear and reappear. So.
No, it was when you were leaning back away from your mic. I think it's already fixed.
There was a little bit when you were talking to me just now, but I think it's not a huge deal.
All right, then I'm gonna keep going. But if I need to adjust,
We're so close to the end of stream. We're good.
Yeah.
we're good. Okay. So yes, somebody. Oh, Rainey, you asked if Mateo's in wolf form. He is in werewolf, so he's also bipedal. Which
Perfect.
Percy, what do you look like in your werewolf form?
Actually, good excuse to take this off because the iPad goes away in werewolf form because it doesn't fit in his head. So he's about as tall as a werewolf can be, dark gray with little highlights of white fur, a couple scars everywhere. But yeah, that eye patch with these stars going this way, it fully reveals it is this white, milky, completely destroyed eye. That is gross to look at. And yeah, like lots of scars, probably one just like probably on this side of his chest from Jazz from the first time they fight as a warning of like, I could have taken your heart, kid. I didn't. This is a warning. I'm just headcanoning that if that's fine with you.
I'll take it. I'm here for it. Super here for it.
Beautiful.
But as Cal tries to come in and like help, can Percy like shift Mateo away like out of his reach? Just Cal, fucking don't. If I die, it's fine. If you die, the pack falls apart.
As you say that, Mateo bites your throat open. And I want you to take 1 harm. So mark that on your character sheet. Your throat has been ripped at. He didn't grab a jugular, he just ripped out some fur and skin, but you can smell his rank, oily breath and the slide of his fangs all the way through your thick ruffle of fur. And you see that he has lunged forward so far that your claws are cutting into his neck, and he still is trying to get you, even though it's like digging into him. The noises that are filling this clearing are absolutely nightmarish. From you, from him. It's horrible.
I'll let everybody else respond and react before I think so.
Wonderful time for the medic to come skidding in, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Also, would note to Cal and the rest of you coming in, the wolf that Percy saw would be running your way and would literally try to run past you unless she was stopped. Just saying.
Does she look harmed?
She looks terrified. She smells terrified.
But is she like harmed? Gashes, wounds, anything?
She has a bloody nose, but aside from that, seems okay.
Bloody noses aren't going so well with this stuff. Molly probably hangs back a bit to try and stop this other wolf.
Okay, awesome. I'm gonna pin that because that's gonna be a fun interaction, possibly for next time. If that's all right with you, because that's gonna be a good one. I want to give everybody just a snapshot moment, particularly just to see where everybody's positioned, so I can make notes of it for next time when we open up. So, Percy, your throat's been ripped at. What's your move here? Are you going to try and finish Mateo off? Because probably could.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to give everybody else a chance to react and do something in the scene, but yeah, basically that's his next move is rip.
Okay.
Like, shove his claws in deeper so he can get actual hold of the windpipe and pull.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what I'm probably going to have you do here to see how effective it is, I'm going to have you roll teeth.
I'm very good at teeth.
Teeth roll.
I've no jinx myself. Wait, no, I haven't. 8 plus 3 is 11.
You got 11?
11.
Jesus.
Yep. Percy is born
Okay.
in blood. So.
Yeah. Percy, Mateo is snarling at you. He does have a grip on you. You grab him by the back of the head with your claws and yank, intending to pull him off, and his skin just slides off, and it's a skeletal wolf face digging into your neck. And you hear a human scream rip from his chest that sounds very small and afraid as you peel the skin off his body until he stops moving mostly.
Who is about to dive into this scene and watches Percy tear the skin off of somebody, suddenly has the thought that he's going to have to preside over his first full-on war as an alpha, and looks at Percy to say, what the hell just happened?
I think I fucking know what happened here.
I was hoping you would have some more.
Every single fan it could.
I was hoping you have maybe some clues. But he just came at you? What happened? Was this self-defense?
not of myself, of Bart, and he'll point behind him to that alcove where the person is assumedly still hiding.
She's not.
Or-
She slipped away.
Ooh.
You can
Wow.
smell her nearby. In fact, if you listen through the slam of your feet in your ear, crackle blood, you can hear, like, she's in human form. You can hear her dashing away through the trees, trying to put some distance.
See, get her. Bring her back gently.
Yeah, probably shouldn't be me. If Hollis or Jazz want to handle this one.
Are you
I'll
going to
go.
disobey?
Well, if he says that out loud to me, I will look for another candidate. I'm not going to make it full order.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
So if
But
Hollis
first
is
thing is-
nearby,
you just witnessed him rip the skin off of another werewolf. Probably not the guy to go get her.
That's fair.
I may have saved her life.
I was just
from
thinking of you
trauma.
as my trusted right hand man in the situation. Okay, so if Hollis, are you on the scene?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've followed closely after you. So,
Okay.
yeah,
Hollis, gentler than Percy would then. See if you can find her and help her. Bring her back
you
here.
got it. Yep.
All right. Okay, and Josiah, I haven't
Yes.
forgotten about you.
I hope.
Where
not.
are you?
I would assume I was inbound since I heard the scream and figured it was more important than my phone call. So I ran off to do that.
Grandpa drops phone.
Yeah, I guess I'm not too far behind Hollis would be my guess. I had to
Yeah.
assume. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you hear Cal calling to go and help this other person who is running. So to recap, we have Percy, who has just defeated this corrupted version of Mateo, standing there covered in blood and skin and all of this like immediate aftermath. This battle happened fast. Like, you know how dogfights can be real fast and like kind of scary because it's like, what the like, you know what I mean? Like 1 minute they'll be nice. And werewolf fights can be like that too. They end quick when they end. And Percy, you ended it despite it all. But the bite on your neck feels sour and gluey and gross. And Cal, you're with your enforcer, who did a great job being an enforcer just now by protecting the pack and whoever this other person is. Cal, good fucking luck. Josiah and Hollis, you're heading to help out this. And then our very lovely prodigal was kind enough to stop and check in on fleeing wolf, which I'm sure she'll be very grateful for. So that's where we're going to be ending our station tonight. Does that sound okay to everybody?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I know that's a lot.
Shit is getting real.
Yeah.
It went from it went from 30 to 800 real quick.
There,
Yep.
3800.
Yeah.
There you go. So now we're going to do a debrief. I encourage everybody to stick around for it. And I would love to ask, I mean, I'm feeling exhilarated. Like my heart is beating so fast. I'm like, it's hard for me to even keep the camera where it could be because there's so much happening and all of you are doing a job in character delegating, which is phenomenal actually, because if it's teamwork like this, you might be able to actually get some shit done more broadly than some other packs might, you know? But oh, it's so exciting.
Yeah.
How are you all feeling?
Amazing.
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Definitely.
It's great.
Yeah, this session was so much fun, and I loved so much how, like, we all bonded, and then everything went wrong.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
This is why we
Yeah.
don't bond.
This is what we don't want.
I don't know if that's the lesson we should be taking away from that, but
No bond, only sad. Oh my.
sad and angry.
Sad and
Sad and
angry. So one question that I wanted to ask you, I thought would be kind of cute, is we'll go around in, I guess, kind of a circle equivalent here, but I wanted to know if any of you have any stars or accolades to give to any other players of moments you thought they role-played really well, or just like, was a cool narrative beats, or like whatever you may think. So like, for example, I want to give a star to Percy for having that moment at the end, but even more so the star, I think, is for the emotional spill, because that was great. So I really liked that. And now going down, Percy, do you have any?
Yeah, I think that moment in the middle there with Cal bringing everybody together and just kind of being Cal and really getting to show off how he is as Alpha helped bridge the body horror of the beginning and the end with karaoke and Airbud.
Awesome. Going down the line, our lovely. Do you have any? I'm using your names interchangeably, but affectionately.
Don't worry about it.
Do you have any stars to give another player about moments? Pretty cool for whatever reason, or just rocked you?
Yeah, I'd have to second the star for Percy's emotional vulnerability, especially as, the enforcer and probably a guy who doesn't open up about his own feelings too much.
He's not supposed to have feelings. He's got to punch things.
He's the fist wizard.
Yes, punch.
Beautiful. All right. Live to the one and only Floxy. What do you think? You got any stars for your team?
I really, really enjoy the way you and Kellen play off one another when describing those supernatural moments with Hollis's interactions with the dead. I think that we've seen it twice now, and both times have resulted in like a really, really strong, potent moment. I think the two of you play those really, really well, and I want to see more going forward.
Yeah. Thank you.
Rate we're going. That's probably going to be happening.
Carrying a lunchbox with little flesh nugs in there.
That's not gross in the slightest.
Check it all out.
Flesh nugs, gross.
Hey,
Flesh nugs.
We've got our Halloween costumes for this year covered.
Oh no.
God, ew.
Gross.
No. My lovely Rainy, you got any stars to pass?
I'm gonna second the star for the supernatural bullshit. Just honestly, it's first time with Mia was very touching, very somber, and still really like hit home the respect that Hollis had for Mia as a living soul and trying in that small moment of comfort and grace. And with the deer as well, same sort of situation. Hollis has a lot of care for everything, for the fellow wolves of the pack, and obviously as a park ranger for the fauna that reside in her jurisdiction. So I gotta say, I would love to see more of these moments coming forward because it just brings out that particular side of Hollis that not a lot of us of the wolf pack really get a whole lot to see, and I want the audience to see more of.
Such a lovely comment.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm getting emotional on that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And our Alpha, do you have any stars you want to throw around?
I want it Foxy because Jazz. We saw the layers to Jazz this week, and there's a possibility with a character like that of him being very one note, and so seeing sort of the man underneath the snarl was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Definitely. Beautiful. Also, thank you all for your patience. Packed pack, and so sometimes the camera will be more on some than others. So don't worry, I've made a note of been so politely waiting your turn in the spotlight, and we will definitely get some juicy time with you next time. But thank you for your patience if you didn't get a lot of airtime tonight.
Mm-hmm.
That 'tis the way the cookie crumbles with a shorter runtime and a bunch of players. My question for you is, how do we feel about the body horror? Did we love it?
Didn't bug
Is
me
it
out
too much?
at all. It was great.
I like it better when you don't go into the Fran Drescher voice.
Wait, Robert, can you repeat that? I missed.
I like it better when you don't go into the Fran Drescher voice.
Yeah.
You like the body horror.
I love some body horror. I'm going to do that just for you, Steve. Every time I'm going to stare into your eyes through the internet. I'm going to make sure to do a nasal voice for you. But yeah, great. Okay, sounds good. I'm testing the waters with your comfort about gross stuff, and it sounds like all of you handle it pretty well, a little too well, so I'm going to keep pushing that. And then last but not least, while I've got you here, were there any tense moments that you want to iron out or give snugs to amongst each other? We didn't have a lot of PvP, but if there's any moments that you guys just want to discuss, I highly encourage that to be just over the table here, if you want.
At least personally, I'm good for today. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of interpack stuff.
Yeah.
I think tonight was very much more of Cal bringing us together. So yeah, definitely not a whole lot of strife and stress.
Nobody said you're a shit alpha tonight.
Listen.
Didn't happen.
Molly still hasn't fucking slept. She's going on day fucking 3 of being consistently awake.
Oh, that explains a
It's
lot.
going to be a problem.
Don't tell Cal that because he will knock you out. Just
Ultimate dad
Cal
mode.
should have figured that out when she called him a shit alpha without even blinking.
Well,
Get her
Cal's
in the
blaming
sleeper
himself
hold.
for everything that happened with Molly. Just
We
constantly.
don't go.
Continue to add on the blame.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, no. Nothing of import here with
Okay.
me.
I figured maybe not, but just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah, I think that'll be the kind of thing that becomes a thing for me, maybe with later sessions. I think, given the way things are going right now, it's possible we see things that cause more conflict within the party, obviously. But I think right now we're okay. I think today's episode was specifically kind of cozy, so we'll
It
see.
was, wasn't it? It was so wrap yourself up in that warm, fleshy skin and feel
Oh,
good.
dear.
God,
Yeah.
why?
That
Um,
warm, fleshy,
yeah.
breathing skin.
The breathing
That's great,
skins.
Thanks. My body hurts.
One more
Ouch.
thing. Is there anything that you're really looking for next session or that you want me to jot down to make sure we loop around to?
I would like to know what the fuck's going on with my girlfriend, thank you.
Yeah, you're about to
You're
find
not
out. You're
girlfriend,
on the right
wait.
track. You're on the exact right track. You're where you need to be.
And I'm terrified. But besides that, no, yeah. I don't know.
All right.
I just want to know what the fuck is up with the water, because this is going
Yeah.
to probably actually infect us, maybe, and that is definitely a concern.
We got
You
guys-
zombie
Off
werewolf
on.
water.
Yeah.
I'm making
I've already
notes.
kind of-
What's up with the water? What's up with the girlfriend? Other question?
Percy just got bit. Is Percy infected now?
If it-
That is
yeah,
a question
like,
I have.
that is something that I, as the medic, have to fucking know as soon as I get back to, like, there after I get done with this wolf. That's just because, like, it's a huge concern.
Fair enough.
Because we've never...
percolating, but I am very interested to, at some point, maybe get down to the lake or like whatever actual source most of the water is around, because that seems to be the main factor of some fuckery right now.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. I hear you. Okay. Beautiful. Thank you all so much for playing. We're gonna do outros in just a second here. What am I forgetting? Oh, I am forgetting. You guys, we have to do your heartbeats. So go ahead and open up your character sheets. I'm so glad I opened it. I was on Percy's sheet for some reason, and I was like, so we're gonna go ahead and we're going to see if you played to your heartbeats. So we'll start over here with Josiah. Can you please read out what your heartbeats are?
My 3 heartbeats are experienced, scarred, and ending.
Would you say you played to any of those tonight?
I want to say primarily no. Honestly, I don't think I deliberately played too far into any of those in any fairness yet. No, not tonight.
We appreciate an honest
Inadvertently
man.
ended that guy's life by chasing him further into the place.
Fine.
No, he's not, especially with this fucking zombie water. God
He's
damn
as
it,
fine
Cal.
as I care about him being.
Oh god, he's gonna stumble out of the forest and start infecting the human race.
Ah,
We're gonna be
fuck.
ground zero for the zombie apocalypse.
Helen, can you please read us your heartbeat?
Yes, mine are comforting, persuasive, and calculating.
How did you play to your heartbeats tonight?
I think I got the comforting and persuasive in there pretty well.
Yeah, I think you did too. Go ahead and mark one on your human path, because I believe you were in human form. Oh, were you?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
human form. You can mark one path on there. Oh, Percy, did you did. Good on you. You marked a harm. I would have forgotten. Whenever you switch, by the way, whenever you transform into any from one form to another, you can immediately harm, you can heal from that. So you guys are tough as hell. So you only have 1 harm, which is a big chunky bite, but if you flip it back and forth, you'll feel better after a night of being in it. So too bad you're not there now because you're still in the middle of some bullshit, but just know that in the future, all of you, if you get hurt, you can't abuse it. You can't be like, ooh, I transformed, ooh, you can't like fill up your HP or whatever that way, but like, okay. Heartbeats, Percy
is dangerous, passionate, and wild.
How'd you play to this?
I think into all 3.
Yeah.
Passionate, maybe not so much. That one's more of a stretch of his unsure caring for the pack. Like he feels, I don't know. But definitely dangerous and wild. I ripped this road out of another werewolf.
Yeah, absolutely. And you were in
Skin
wolf
off
form
of
primarily,
another
right? So you can take a path on your wolf.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and do that.
I will actually argue a little bit for the human form with passionate because of the spill.
Yeah.
I'll take one.
Passion exists in many forms. You are very passionate about the fact that you feel like you let down the pack because you couldn't protect Mia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll let you choose. You can put your path into No, Rainy, absolutely. I love that. Your logic makes sense.
I will go for wolf because I already have 1 in them.
All right. All right, moving along to the only wonderfully patient Cal. What are your
Controlled, steady, and protective.
Sure did a lot of that. Which ones did you play to them?
I think protective is probably where I ended up landing the most because everything I was doing in the lodge was trying to protect everyone from the body horror nightmare thing scenario that we find ourselves in.
Absolutely. So were you in human form for that, I think?
It was until we got into the playing, and then I was in wolf form, but...
Then I'll let you choose. Since I could see you pitching either to me.
I'm gonna do exactly what Percy did. I've got a dot already in human, so I'm gonna do another one.
Fair enough. All right, our wonderful practical prodigal. What are your heartbeats?
So my heartbeats are distressful, vital, and drowning. Don't really think I played into any of them.
Distrustful. Remember when you were like sitting on the edge of the remember? And everybody was playing the fool and you were kind of like, you made like a good point to be like slinking off to the side. Yeah. I would enthusiastically encourage you to consider that a heartbeat.
I suppose.
Were you in wolf or human for that?
I was human.
Put a human.
Or preemptive vital for being the only person to check on the other person running away.
We can save that one for next time.
All right.
I circled.
All right, beautiful. What are we forgetting? Oh yes, and new ties. Did anybody wrap a tie on somebody or get a new one? I feel like when Bill moment, Hollis got another tie on Percy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, the plus first emotionally vulnerable. Okay, fabulous.
I called on my tie with Molly, but I don't think I wrapped it up.
You did not.
Interesting. Let's pin that and we'll talk about it off stream to do a little more logisticking here. But I wanted to make sure we talked on stream because that's always really fun.
Of course.
Yeah. I don't know if we want to handle this off stream or not, but actually that still moment might have gone into Percy's intimacy move.
Oh, really?
Ooh. Yes. It says, if you and a PC share an intimate moment, you tell them about your guilty heart. If they reject you afterwards, you take +2 on your next action to defend them. If they don't, you take +1.
That's amazing. Keep that in your pocket for next time so I don't have to go and do a bunch of retcons, but feel free to call on your make it kind of like a skin move. You can use your intimacy move and be like, hey, I feel like this was appropriate to this moment. Because I could see how it totally, but I'm sure you'll have future moments like that if you survive.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's go ahead and do some outros. Waxing Moon. My name is Al Lucart. My pronouns are they, them, and you can find me on most socials at Al_Lucart. Steve, who are you?
I'm Steve, with that easy enough answer. Yeah, you can find me online, DJ Stevesaurus on Twitter. Still on that house site. I'm with it until the end, baby. Otherwise, I'll be here for episodes of The Blades Will, Fight Marks, this, and then a couple of upcoming shows on Lost Caravan RPG. So I'll be along.
Nice, beautiful. Sonar.
All right. Hello again. My name is Sonar or Kellen. I go by Sonar Fade for most of my social media. You can also find me on Twitch at Sonar Fade Art. And yeah, for now I am on here every other Saturday for these games at Bite Mark. And yeah. I'm
Yeah,
having a
you
lot of fun.
are.
Yay.
Good, good. All right, our one and only.
Me? Hey folks, I'm Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your favorite Fox Phillies finest. I can be found on the internet at Young Foxy. It's YUNGFOXXII. Sometimes there's no underscore in the middle. Can't find one? Look for the other one. I'm hanging out a lot of places on the internet, mostly here on Neon Lights Roleplay. The next place you'll catch me live on your cute little screens is this Monday, 31st of August, for the finally, after so goddamn long, premiere of Neon Afterglow, our return to where it all started. I'll be stepping into the role of my favorite fixer, Fox, the loquacious, rambunctious asshole lady. Outside of that, I'll be around for lots of other things, including Stardust Ghosts, With the Will, By a Shadow of Peace, Last Transmission, this lovely game right here, and occasionally, if you're lucky, your Blades Will. Outside of that, I just hang out on the internet and do fun things with these awesome people here. It's been great doing it, and I look forward to more of this lovely game with you all. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all in the future.
Thanks, Foxy. Wonderful Rainy.
Hi, I'm. Oh,
It's all you.
I'm
Stage is
sorry.
yours.
All right.
Good.
Hi, I'm Rainy. I forgot how to do outros. Hi. You've seen me here as Molly O'Connor tonight, our wonderful prodigal. You can also catch me, like Steve said, on sessions of potentially on sessions of A Blade's Will. Also here on Neon Lights. But over on the Coalition of Steel side, where I play Kurama Chihiro, the Scoutnin Genjutsu user. It's a whole lot of fun. Outside of that, I just live here now. I just live here.
Beautiful. Same. We put out food and Rainy just kept coming and didn't leave. Mike, who are you?
Hello, everyone. I am mysterious. No, I'm kidding. My name is Mike from Mikey Fatum. You can find me on Twitter at Vengeance God. You can find me on Instagram at Broken Infinity Films and on TikTok at Vengeance God 2, and now I guess on Blue Sky at Vengeance God as well. So that's where you can find me if you want any of those things, like my thoughts and stuff. I am on 3 podcasts on the Ace of Geeks podcast network. You can find all of them at aceofgeeks.net. Instead of telling you about all of them today, I would just implore everyone to go and take a listen to Yavin Radio, which is our improvised Star Wars podcast that is very, very funny, and I'm very, very proud of, and I really wish more people would listen to it. Also, you can check out the League of Swords at leagueofswords.com. We're working on getting this TV show off the ground. It's like pro wrestling with swords and 90s fighting game aesthetics. I think a lot of people who watch this channel will really dig it.
Beautiful. Last but not least, Foxy is founder of Neon Lights. Thank you for hosting Bitemarks and also playing. I really appreciate all the work you put in. Thank you.
Founder, what? That's heavy wording. I just hang out here and force people to hang out with me on the internet. That's my job.
And you do a good job. If anybody has nothing... Oh, Rainy, did you want to plug your social?
That's right. I put it in chat, but for those of you who are listening to the VODs and especially cannot access the chat, my socials are Rain Keys on Twitter, Rainy Keys on itch.io, Twitch, and also Tumblr, the hellscape I never left.
Sounds good. All right, everybody. I hope you all have a fabulous... See you possibly back in 2 weeks. We'll let you know. We'll keep you posted. Good night.
Night, everybody.
Night.